Hey guys, welcome to another video, and we're in No Man's Sky. It's just come out. It's a space exploration game. I've been thrashing around for a few hours trying to figure out how it works, and so what I thought I'd do is put together a quick guide to getting started in No Man's Sky right here for you. The first thing you see is this screen. You're flying through space, and when you first load this up, this one here really, in my mind, is generating the systems that you will be exploring. The star systems you fly to in your ship and the planets you land on and explore. I'd just like to say as well, this is a simple guide. It's not complex. It doesn't cover the whole game and every aspect. And it really is for those who have initially got stuck or haven't played the game yet. As the screen goes white, you wake up on a planet. I've played a little bit here, but basically your ship has crashed and you have to repair it. We're on an alien world, and you're set a series of tasks. And through doing these tasks, you learn how the game works. Interestingly, this game was out on PS4 first, and you can tell the interface is different than what you might experience in a game that is strictly designed for PC. So there are some little things you have to get used to. This is mainly evident in the way icons cycle or appear or change when you scroll over them rather than selecting them with a left mouse click or right mouse click. You have an interface that you access through your tab, and it opens up your exosuit, your starship, and your multi-tool options. They're at the top of the screen, and each of those has inventory slots. As you go around the planet, you collect things, you harvest things, and they go into your backpack here. Now you can interact with these things by holding the left mouse button or clicking on a letter that is shown when you hover over that particular item. You can transfer items between the ship and your exosuit. This is done by selecting X. It's instantly teleported from one location to the next. Because this game is in very early stages on PC, there have been a few problems. The main one being you can't tab out when you're in full screen. If you do, it tends to crash, or this game gets stuck in the background. What you can do is go to the Windows mode and go to borderless. What this allows you to do then is to tab out, which actually is so important on the PC and yet not important on the PS4. You can see one of the things there that has been carried over from the console version. You can also change a whole range of graphic settings, but when you do, you will need to restart the game. One of the most important things as you move around these new worlds is harvesting the plants and the rocks, and in fact most things can be harvested. And they'll give you some kind of element like carbon, as you can see here. You get most of it once the item is destroyed. It floods into your system. Flowers are really important. They give you things like zinc. You can see there. You press E to interact with them rather than actually destroy them. And thallium, which is an important source of fuel, especially in the early stages when you need to take off from the planet. And you can collect things like silicate. It's a question of looking out for the flowers as you roam around the planet. They're really important. And you can also update your shields and restore health. They're a really important resource. Sentries also roam around the planet. They won't attack you necessarily unless you attack them. But they do provide an important source of titanium, which you can sell for good prices. It's up to you whether you attack them, and you can avoid them if you want to. As you move around, there are waypoints that you can follow, and in fact your scanning equipment will pick these up for you and you can head towards them. There's a cursor at the top of the screen that moves around like a compass at the very top of the screen. And you also get these milestones pop up as well as you do that. It's not just flora and fauna that you encounter, but also buildings. Here's an example. When you find these, they're often waypoints that have popped up on your little compass in the top there. And they're also areas you open up. You've now explored this location and expand your knowledge of that planet. Now here you will find boxes and crates that you can interact with. You may well need items to do that, but you can also find chambers such as there where you can go into those and you'll be protected from the toxic environment. And incidentally, these toxic environments vary from planet to planet, so you may not always need protection, but they can be quite handy. When you go into these, you'll also be able to find new technologies. It may be a question of updating your multi-tool. Access your inventory, go to the laser square, the section where the technology exists, hover over there, and you'll be given the option to upgrade it. There are other alien waypoints that you will find as you explore planets, and often you come to these big megaliths, and they will teach you alien languages. Now, I assume these are going to be used later in the game for when you're communicating with the species that actually created these particular artifacts. Refueling or powering up your shields, your suits, your multi-tool is an important part of this game, and you do it by gathering the resources on the planet, and certain resources fuel certain things, like zinc will refuel your suit and thamium will do the boosters for your ship. So you've got to collect it all together, and when you need to refuel something, you hold the left mouse button on it, it will cycle, it will then give you another option, and if you've got the right fuel, you can select it by holding the left mouse button on it, and it will recharge that particular item. So gather your resources. Once you've gathered enough resources, made the components for your ship, you'll be in a position where you can launch and leave the planet, and your journey begins. You can explore other systems, fly into space, and mine a lot of the required thamium in space, so you don't have to worry about finding all those flowers. Guys, I hope you found this a useful guide to starting out in No Man's Sky. If you did, click the thumbs up, and it would be awesome if you could also subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.